Hi friends, I'm Parvez from geekschoolers.com and this is our third video in Python web development with Django. So in the previous video we have learned that how we can create apps in Django, and also we have talked that what are apps in Django, and also we have created a URL mapping in Django. Now in this video we're going to talk about Django models. We will talk that what are Django models and how you can create models in Django. So if you see the documentation for Django 3.1, it's telling that a model is the single definitive source of information about your data. It contains the essential fields and behaviors of the data you are storing. Generally, each model maps to a single database table. So we can say that a model is a single database table. For example, if you want to create a table of student, so for this we can call that it is a Django model, or we can say that it is a model student. You can add your fields like name, like whatever you want, for example first name, last name, and email. Now there are some basics. For example, each model is a Python class. Now it's telling that each model that you want to create, it's just a regular Python class. So for example, if you want to create a table student or class or model student, you can just use class student, or we can say class person, or we can say for example class question. Now these are the models or tables for the database by using just a regular Python class. Now after that, what you need to do, you need to subclass the django.db.models.Model. Now when you want to create your database models in Django, or we can say your database tables in Django, you need to extend from the django.db.models.Model. Now if you come down in here, it's there's an example. So you can see that in here the first thing is that you need to import from django.db. we need to import models because we are going to extend from the models.Model. And here we have created, for example, it's created a class person. Now this is a model person, or we can say that this is a table person, and it is extending from models.Model. Now it's important that when you create your database tables, you need to extend from models.Model. Now these are the fields for our person table or person model. We have first name, we have last name. Now there's another field that is auto-created. We have ID, first name, last name. The ID is auto-created by Django and it's auto-incremented. You don't need to add ID in here, ID field. You can just add your other fields in here because the ID is auto-created. Now after that, you can see that we need to in here we are giving a character field for this, and we have used the car field. Now there are different fields that you can use. So if you see the Django field reference, so you can see that we have field options. Now field options are the things that you want to give it in here. And in here you can see that we have given the max length to 30. Now there are different field options that you can add in there. For example, we have a null field option. Now if it's true, Django will store empty values as null in the database. Now by default it's false. If you add a null after that to true, and you can see that Django will store empty values as a null in the databases. Now if you come down, we have blank field. So if we make the blank to true, the field is allowed to be blank. If you add blank to true in here, the field will be blank, and by default you can see it's false. Now if you come down, you can see we have used car field in here, that is related to so you can see that also you can give primary key and also you can give unique, and these are field options. Now you can see that we have field types, and there are different field types. For example, we have autofield, we have a big autofield, big integer field, binary field. we have boolean field, so it's used for checkbox input. We can just make it true or false if you want, and you can see that in here we have used in here it's used character field, so models.char field. It is a string field for small to large sized strings. For the large amount of text, you can use text field. In this video, we will work on character field and also date time field. Okay, now let's create our model, Django model practically. So this is our project, my site project, and we have a pools app in here. So when you create your app, there will be a file at name of models.py. Now this is the place that you can create your models in here. If you see in the first, it's importing from django.db import models, and after that you can create your models in here. I want to create a model of question. As I've already said that creating a model, you can just use for creating of models, you can just use regular Python classes. So we can just say class, and after that you need to add your table name or model name. For example, I want to create a question model. Now it's extending from models.model. After this, we need to create our fields. So for the question model, I want to give a text field, and it is models.character field. And for the max length, I want to give it 100. As I have already said, that ID is auto-created. Now you don't need to give ID in here. After that, we can give a date time field. So for the publication date, so we can give it a date time field. And also we can give it a verbose name. So it is, for example, date published. So it's the verbose name. If you see the Django Models reference for the verbose name, so let me just, now you can see that it's a human readable name for the field. If the verbose name isn't given, Django will automatically create it using the field's attribute name. So now we have created our models. Now, after creating of the models, one of the important points is that you need to make migrations for your model or database table. So now let's just do this. Also, one important issue that you need to note, when you create your apps, you need to add your app in the installed apps of settings.py. So right now I haven't added. You can see the installed apps, and I don't have the pools app in here. Now if I do make migrations, you will not see any migrations. Now if I make migrations in here, so python manage.py make migrations. I need to change directory to my site, and now I can say python manage.py make migrations. Now you can see that no change detected. And if I do migrate, python manage.py migrate, no migrations to apply, because we need to add our pools app in the installed apps. So in here I'm going to just add pools like this. Now I want to do, first I need to do migrations. Now take a note that when you want to create models, you need to do migrations, you need to create migrations files, and after that you can do migrate. So we can just say python manage.py make migrations. Now you can see that it's created a model question. Now if I see my migrations file, I have an 0001 initial.py, and if I see these are the files for the migrations. This is my table name that we have already given, so at name of question, and these are the fields. You can see that the ID is it's auto created. We have not given the ID in here, but it is auto created, and also it's auto increment. Now these are the two fields that we have given in our models.py. We have text and also publication date. So we have text, it's a character field, the max length is 100, and also we have publication date, and it's date time field, and you can see that this is the verbose name that we have given, date published. So right now we don't have these data, this table with these data or these fields in our db.SQLite tree. Now if you open the SQLite tree in the SQLite Studio, let me just add this db.SQLite tree. So you can see we have some tables, but these tables are for the Django, and it's created by default in Django. Now we need to add this class question in our db.SQLite tree. So after make migrations, you need to migrate this file. So we can just say sorry. Now in here we can say python manage.py, and we want to migrate. So now if I check this, I should see. Let me just refresh this. Now let me just migrate this again, python manage.py, migrate. So now you can see apply all migrations, and now if we refresh our tables, so let me just refresh this, or this database, not tables. So you can see I have pools question. Now if I click on this, you can see that I have ID, text, and also publication date. So like this you can work with Django models. If you have any question, please let me know, and also you can check my website geekscolors.com for further information.